it's like my favorite part of prep, and it's the one time that I feel like I'm not in prep, because even in the off season, like I love like my mornings, breakfast, coffee, sourdough. It's just like the best way to start the day. But yeah, you would have already seen from the title, today I'm going to be doing a full day of eating. Life has been pretty monotonous, pretty boring lately. Even though I'm in prep, there's nothing really exciting that's been happening. So I've been not vlogging as much, but I really want to try and really document as much as possible these last 4 weeks of prep till my next show. And then from then on, it's going to be like back-to-back peak weeks. It's going to be pretty hectic. So now it's just kind of like I'm in like a little bit of a limbo kind of stage where I'm already ready. We've brought my calories up, and basically I'm still trying to like grow into the next show. Food has been good, so I was like, why not let me just show you a whole day of what I eat in a day 4 weeks out from prep, because I've never done this ever in all the preps I've done. I've never eaten this much food. Like I told you in the previous vlog, like my calories are at 2,000 at the moment. I've never eaten 2,000 calories like so close to a show, and also looking this lean as well. Obviously I have my days and my moments of looking at myself and not knowing, you know, if I'm lean enough, if I'm big enough, just the usual prep things, just me being crazy. But I'm really trying to get better with that mindset now. Yeah, so for my first meal of the day, we have a bagel today, 1 slice of sourdough toast, my strawberry jam, and I've decided to kind of like jazz up my eggs a little bit by putting in some tomatoes. I've got some organic tomatoes because I prefer cherry tomatoes, but I couldn't find any organic cherry tomatoes. So I've just been eating regular ones, but tomatoes are just known for having a high amount of pesticides if you don't get it organic. So yeah, a little bit of organic tomatoes in there, some spring onion, and then I topped it up with some dill. Obviously I got my morning coffee. Yeah, I can't complain. Honestly, this has been like prep. I don't want to use the word prep has been really easy, but this journey has been really smooth ever since coming back from Hong Kong. And this is why it's really important to, you know, understand that there are moments of push and getting ready early. And obviously you've seen me eat 1,200 calories in order to get in shape, but maintaining is so much easier. And because we did the reverse, and because I was strict with the reverse, obviously I had to, I knew I had another show, so that made it easier. I'm not the best when it comes to reversing, but obviously because I had another show, we were reversed up, and yeah, we managed to bring my baseline calories here. I don't know where it'll go from here, whether we're gonna go any lower, but obviously I do know when we do actually carb up, obviously it's gonna be much more than this. You've also seen me eat the 310 grams of carbs as well. So you've seen me eat 1,200, you've seen me eat the 310 grams of carbs, and today we're having a full day of eating at 260 grams of carbs. So yeah.
Travel and do those things as well, and like I said, very, very privileged to get to do this with. She hasn't been there from the beginning. She has here in Texas with our cute dogs. And honestly, coming here to Texas, guys, I haven't touched on it like a ton. I know I've said how thankful I am, and that Texas has kind of been home to me. We're here, we're doing things how we want to do things, and we got 36 hours when we go to Vegas. So I'm gonna quit yapping for a minute. We're gonna show you guys and how we pack these things up, and then we'll show you guys what the trip to Vegas is gonna look like.
The one thing I'll always be super thankful about for the whole of prep is sourdough. The fact that I have to get this every morning when I start my day. I can't complain. I should be just so grateful at how smoothly this prep has gone. Obviously, there has been hard times, but honestly, this is the best prep I've ever done. This is the longest prep I've ever done. This is the most I've pushed, the earliest I've come in, the most I've pushed like in the early parts, you know? So now it's feeling really weird and foreign to me that things are just so chill and smooth. Fingers crossed. Obviously, I've had a lot of hurdles along the way with sickness and things like that, and I also, again, had to battle another health issue last week, and then I had to take antibiotics, which is not the greatest for gut health, but you know, we do what we need to do. And yeah, so again, there's always ups and downs and always things we have to deal with and struggle with, but overall I've just been, you know, vibing, chilling. It feels like I'm in a very strict off season because at the moment the goal is to grow, but I think this is exactly where I need to be. I need to trust in the process and trust that this is exactly where I need to be. This is exactly what I need to do. And this is something I've never done before. And this is why I'll present a package that I've never presented before. In order to be something different and more than before, I have to obviously know that I'm not only a different person, but also I'm doing things differently and things feel different. Because things now feel different, I think that's a good indication that I'm going to be presenting something different to the stage. So I'm really excited about that. I'm just living every day. I have been busy. Today's a rest day from training. Just kind of have some chores around the house to do, some admin stuff. I've been preparing for all the trips to come. And also I do have a posing session with a posing client later. But other than that, like I'm just thinking about what I have to do every day. So I'm not in that like anxiety-filled prep mindset, which is really weird. But yeah, I'm just focused on my task every day. Soon I think it'll get more and more real to me. Like it still hasn't hit me yet that I'm competing in Hawaii. It's crazy. But I think once I start packing, once I get to the airport, once I'm on the plane, like it'll be so much more real. And obviously I'll feel like I'm on prep when I'm on a plane, eating my own food and not being able to eat airplane food. There's going to be many moments where I obviously have to, I guess, sacrifice, even though it doesn't feel like sacrifice to me, but kind of like live a little bit differently from a normal person. And yeah, anyways, I'm going to continue eating my breakfast. So my weight the last 2 days has actually gone up a little bit. I was holding high 44s to low 45s, but the weight has crept back up the last 2 days. I'm not overly concerned about the weight at the moment. So yesterday I was 45.3 and today I was 45.5. So a little bit on the high end. So we'll see what coach wants to do. I just checked in with coach. Today's Sunday. So my last check-in with coach was on Friday. Sent him photos and he's actually really, really happy with where we're at. He thinks conditioning is in a good spot and we're just sort of like marinating here at the moment. If we need to drop back down in order to retighten me back up again, we can. So there's always that option as well. Obviously, again, with cardio, it's not a lot at the moment. 3 20-minute sessions, so we can obviously always bump that up if we need to. So I'm just going to see what he says when I check in again on Tuesday. So at the moment, I'm checking in twice a week, every Tuesday and Friday, and then we'll see what he does. But yeah, and then obviously this is not going to be me at my fullest as well. So with the carb ups, we're obviously carved up at like a 310 grams of carbs last time. So we definitely will have that ahead of us as well. But again, we can bring it back down, we can bring it back up. And my goal and our goal anyway is to bring a much bigger, fuller package to the stage. So obviously aiming for slightly heavier stage weight, but also fasted weight when we do get there. But my body is really crazy, and I know that like I can drop weight really, really quickly out of the blue. So, you know, I'm not too worried about my weight being up the last couple days, maybe hormonal related. And also, like I said, I am on antibiotics, so it may be a little bit of that. So we'll see how it goes in the next couple days. And it might also be training inflammation, because I've been training really, really hard. So my body is a little bit beat up, and today it's a rest day. So that's all we're focusing on, is increasing training performance. So since today's a rest day, I'll be focusing on resting and recovering and bringing my best to the gym tomorrow for my biggest leg day. So we'll see what happens, but it's very much a possibility that I can just cruise on the weight that I currently am at, hop on a plane and literally drop a kilo flying. So I know how crazy my body can get with random weight drops. So again, like I said, that little bit of weight gain, I'm not overly too fussed about it. Trying to just stay focused on the main goal, which is training performance, bringing a bigger, fuller package. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And honestly, I'm really excited about every single training session. I just have been feeling really good in the gym. So I'm hoping to keep that for as long as possible, because traditionally, you know, being 4 or 5 weeks out is the point where generally training isn't that good, but it's been getting better and better for me every week. So I'm just focusing on that, and just focusing on continuing to improve my training performance. Wherever my weight goes is wherever my weight goes, but I just want to like keep you guys updated on, you know, where it may be, because you may be prepping yourself and you may be experiencing weight fluctuations and really letting that get to you. But yeah, I think I'm in a pretty good spot from what coach says. Like I said, he's really happy with my visuals, and we're going to aim to keep improving that. And I really want to bring more glute fullness. With that will obviously come more weight as well. So it's not going to be overly a bad thing for the weight to go up, but we'll see. If he needs me to drop back down to retighten back up, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So we're just taking it check-in by check-in at the moment. It's now 11:16. It's a little bit early, but I'm really hungry. I'm going to start preparing my next meal. So I'm not going to eat it right away, but I'm going to start marinating it. So basically I am going to be eating this sizzle steak, and I'm going to be marinating it bulgogi style. So I'll start kind of preparing that now, so it has about like half an hour to kind of sit in the marinade, and then I will cook it fresh, like on the pan. It literally takes like 2 minutes to cook because it's like really thin, and I've been super into eating really thin pieces of beef at the moment. So I'm going to marinate it now. So I'm going to be marinating it with some garlic paste, some ginger paste, some monk fruit sweetener, and a little bit of light soy sauce. I'm going to be having some broccolini with my next meal. So I'm going to weigh out exactly 75 grams raw, and then I'm going to cook it in the air fryer so it gets like nice and crispy. So I know in the past my dinners were like broccolini that I like to cook on the pan, but right now I like to have my broccolini in the air fryer, so it gives the meal a little bit of a crunch. So I'm pretty lazy to chop them up, so I've just been using scissors. So I just chop them up like this, weigh them out. Right, so we've got 75 grams there. I'm going to rinse it, and then I'm going to season it with some salt and garlic and pop it in the air fryer. So I'm now going to assemble my second meal of the day. So I'm starting off with some lettuce at the bottom. I heated it up in the microwave just to wilt it a little bit. And normally I have basmati rice, but today I'm really wanting some brown rice. Also, like I said, I wanted to have a little bit more variety in my gut floor at the moment, so we're just going to introduce a little bit of brown rice. I like the packet one, I got organic, but yeah, normally I have basmati. I do prefer basmati and jasmine usually, but I just kind of wanted some brown rice today, so just a little bit of a change. So we're heating that up in the microwave. All done and ready. I always have some packet rice, although I always prefer to have, you know, cook my own rice, but I always have packet rice as like a backup, and I never buy brown rice anyway. So what I always have raw at home is basmati rice and jasmine, and then so if we ever need, we always have spare packet brown rice as well. So mainly for emergencies, mainly for Jeremy. I rarely eat it, but like I said, I've been just kind of craving it lately. So yeah, gotta give in to certain cravings, you know, especially when it's like clean foods, and because I can and my digestion is good and I have enough calories, because obviously packet rice has a little bit extra calories, but I'm just gonna be having 125 grams of this. It also has a really nice nutty flavor, which I love. Go exactly 125 grams of brown rice. And then I'm going to season it with some salt. And then we got the broccolini next, which is nice and crispy from the air fryer. So I'm just gonna pop that in there. It just gives everything a bit of a crunch. And then the garlic that I cook it with also gives it a nice crispy crunch as well. Next thing I'm gonna add to my bowl is some pickled radish. It's actually pretty hard to find. I had to go hunt for it. I couldn't have it for a long time, but yeah, usually Asian stores you can get these little pickled radish. I've been loving it. It just adds like a bit of a tang to the meals, and I think pickled stuff are pretty good for gut health as well. And I also have some pickled chilies because I just love having some spice in my meals. So just pickled chilies that my mom has pickled for me. Gives it a bit of spice, but it's more so, again, that tangy, sour kind of flavor. I love just sour things, so this works out well. And then the last thing that we're gonna top it with is obviously the piece of little steak that I made. So I'm just gonna cut it with the scissors. I'm gonna cut it even smaller than this because I just love my steak being in tiny bite-sized pieces. And yes, I use my hands like a freaking savage, okay? Don't judge me. So any of these long ones, I go ahead and cut it again. So it's like nice and small. And then we have like the leftover juices, and I'm gonna just pop all that on there. I'm sorry about this horrible lighting. And then a little bit more salt to the top. And cayenne pepper for even extra spice. Look at how beautiful that looks. And one last thing for even more extra spice, because you guys know I'm crazy and I love really spicy shit. So this bulldog hot sauce just completes the meal. I just drizzle a little bit on top. It is pretty spicy, but I've kind of gotten used to it now. I think I'm so excited for China when I can eat all the spicy stuff. But yeah, this will do for now. It looks amazing. I'm so excited to eat it. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat that. And that will be my second meal of the day. It is now 3 o'clock. I had a quick Epsom salt bath and also finished off my work and did some chores, did some grocery shopping. So now it's time for my third meal of the day, which you've seen me make many times. So this is what I'm having. Cream of rice or rice flour that you've seen me make before with the CBUM protein. And then I have some blueberries, some dark chocolate, and some banana. And then of course I've topped it with a little bit of salt and a little bit of cinnamon. I absolutely demolished that in like 2 seconds. That's the only bad thing about eating cream of rice is I swear like I am just hungrier after I eat it. Like I've been pretty hungry today and yesterday, but yeah, mainly today I've been very hungry. So I was hungry before I ate, and then after I ate, whilst I was eating, I was slowly getting hungrier and hungrier. And then now that I finished eating, like I'm still hungry, but it's 3 o'clock, so really 3 more hours till the last meal of the day. It is now time to prepare dinner, which I'm really excited about because like I said, I'm really hungry. So I'll be first thing I'll be preparing is some sweet potato. So this is just purely for some added fiber, all the nutrients that a sweet potato offers, and also potassium. And I just like the taste of sweet potatoes. So it's gonna be a carb on carb situation. So I'm gonna have sweet potatoes and basmati rice as my carb source. And then I'll be cooking up some bok choy as well. And we'll be having that with some fish and a little bit of ghee butter for the fat sauce for this meal. So I'm just gonna do 100 grams of the sweet potato, and I'm gonna be just like kind of chopping it up into cubes and then popping them into the air fryer. So 100 grams of sweet potato is not much at all. And then 100 grams of bok choy. I've been obsessed with just Asian veggies and like just mainly bok choy because it's easier to kind of track and stuff. But yeah, I've been loving Asian veggies lately. And ever since for a long time, actually. I've always loved Asian veggies, but just lately I've been just slightly more obsessed with them. I feel like it not only digests well, but it just like tastes really good. It's easy to season. I'm just gonna cook it on the pan. No oil needed or anything. I just pop it on the pan, and then like all the waters and stuff come out, and it's easy to cook. And then I'm just gonna season it lightly with some light soy sauce, ginger and garlic. So I've popped the barramundi into the air fryer together with the sweet potato now, so they're gonna just continue to cook together. I have my rice here pre-weighed out, and I'm just gonna add the ghee butter into the rice, season it, and then pop that into the microwave, and then assemble everything together. For toppings, I have some spring onions, some fresh chilies, some pickled ginger, and then also some pickled radish and carrots, which I will top onto the bowl. So add the bok choy, just on the side like this. So that's fresh out of the air fryer. It smells amazing, and I'm just gonna put that in there. So I'm gonna top that there into a bowl, and then add the finishing touches. Chili, fresh chili. It's actually not as spicy as I thought it would be. Different batches of chilies, a little bit different. So add a little bit more since it's not that spicy. And then ginger. Love me some pickled ginger. These are amazing because they're so good for you, and also they just add amazing flavor and color to the dish. It's like an all-in-one. And the last little bit of pickled veggies that my mum pickled for me. It's nearly finished, so I probably won't have much of this left anymore, but we'll enjoy it for whilst we have it. There we go. And that is my amazing, beautiful last meal of the day. And I'm going to be so depressed after I eat this, but I'm going to be so excited for breakfast again tomorrow. All finished, and that was amazing. I'm watching like a little Korean detective show on Netflix, so that's what we're watching at the moment. But for a little bit of a nightcap, because I still have a tiny bit of extra carbs, not enough to have my usual rice cakes and honey. So usually I like to have rice cakes and honey as like a little nightcap, but not enough carbs for that. So we'll be having some Nutri-Grain cereal in this tiny little cup, and I will just kind of pick on that as I continue to watch my Korean show. But we will be just having exactly 18 grams of this. Perfect. So exactly 18 grams of Nutri-Grain to end today's macros at 260 grams of carbs. It is the next day. We woke up at 45.5 again today, so exactly the same weight as yesterday. I was so exhausted yesterday, and I don't even know why, because it was a rest day. I was like I told you, I was watching this Korean game show, I guess. It's kind of like a murder mystery kind of thing on Netflix. I was watching that and I tried so hard to like keep my eyes open because I was watching it in the theater room with Jeremy, but I was just so tired. I was like falling asleep, and like I was trying to not let myself fall asleep because I don't want to affect my actual sleep, and I don't want to like sleep too early and then wake up in the middle of the night. Like just I wanted to just sleep through the night, like just being really important to me, this whole prep, to really like maximize my sleep quality. So yeah, we cleaned up and then I went to bed. Not really went to bed, went to the room to lay down pretty early, but I only probably went to sleep around 9:30-ish, I think. Yeah, I was just so tired and slept decently well, but I woke up with like a semi-emergency in the middle of the night, which really spiked my cortisol. So I put these little earplugs in to sleep with, and then one was getting kind of uncomfortable, so I was like trying to adjust it, but it has like a little exterior handle attached to the inside earplug, and when I pulled it out, the handle came out and the earplug was in my ear. So I had a panic because I was like, oh my god, this like earplug is now stuck in my ear, and I was like fiddling with it in the middle of the night, like trying to get it out because I was just so scared it was stuck in my ear. Anyways, long story short, I managed to crisis avert, get it out. I feel like this kind of thing always happened to me. Like the last time, what happened with my eyelash, and the first thing that came to my head is like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital and they're gonna have to dig it out of my ear. But okay, I was just being dramatic. I got it out, it was fine. But it took me a while to like drop that cortisol back down and to go back to sleep. And then I woke up around 5-ish, but I managed to just lay and roll in bed until 6:30. So not too bad. I think I got a decent solid 6 to 7. Like I know I was in bed for like that 8 hours that I wanted to be, but obviously I didn't sleep through those 8 hours, but probably a good decent 6 to 7 hours that I managed to get. So I am happy with that. Mixed feelings about the weight and stuff like that. I mean, I'm fine with the weight, but again, a little bit of worries of just not looking as sharp as I usually did, but I know how I felt then, and I was not performing my best when I was looking crazy. I still think I look really good. I'm just not like looking crazy, if you know what I mean. So like sometimes I start to look pretty crazy when I'm like really lean and hard and shredded. We're not at that stage yet, but we have 4 weeks. So we don't want to be there too early because like I said, right now it's all about training performance. When I'm looking crazy, I'm not feeling good. You know, like the shitter you feel, the better you look, but you don't want to feel shit for that long because like I said, I've been prepping for so long, and I know if I continue to feel shit, perform shit, I will definitely risk losing muscle, and that's not what we want. We don't want to lose muscle. If anything, we want to, like I said, get bigger, get fuller. So feeling good right now and not looking crazy is the payoff for the end product, and I know that, but I'm just really excited for tomorrow morning where I get to take my check-in photos for Coach, send it up to him just to make sure we're all still on track and do whatever we need to do moving forward, whether he thinks we need to tighten up, whether everything is good. Again, leaving it all up in his hands, and this is why everyone should get a coach because they just take all that stress away from you. I can focus on being the best coach I can to my clients when I'm not spent so much time just kind of analyzing and over-analyzing my own photos and things like that. So I try not to look at myself too much. My job is to look at my clients, do my best job for them, and then my coach's job is to take care of me. So get a coach if you don't already. Don't try to do it on your own. Don't try to like get your friend to help you. Just get a good, reputable coach to help you with your prep if you haven't already. It's my #1 tip. But hopefully you guys enjoyed my full day of eating video. Like I said, very blessed, very, very, very grateful that I'm able to maintain this physique on my 2,000 calories. Yes, my sleep is still not the best. Yes, I'm still not like the strongest I've ever been. And yes, I'm still hungry, as you would have seen, but still grateful I'm able to eat 260 grams of carbs as my baseline maintenance, because I know how it feels to eat 80 grams of carbs, which I was eating not too long ago. So I very much remember that in my mind, and I'm very glad to not be there at the moment. And I am, yeah, just cruising. I will keep you guys updated on what the plan is. I aim to film more vlogs. It's probably going to be a lot of talking. I don't know. Maybe we'll get Blake and do more training. But like I said, my training hasn't really changed. So I kind of feel like it's kind of boring to let you guys see my training because I don't really have any new exercises or anything. But we're just doing what we need to do. And yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. If you like today's videos, please like the video, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one.